All right. I want to welcome everybody. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Roz. Rosalind Shaw Bell is my full name. Everybody calls me Dr. Roz. But I'm here most importantly because I want to share some powerful information. Our company is named Akana, and that's powerful because it means in the hands of God. We launched our company on 4/20 of 2019. We started with a line of CBD products, and then we moved into essential oils and wellness line in 2020. And then in 2021, we got involved in what we're going to focus on tonight, the flat belly lifestyle. Yep, we all need that. We actually have more than 30,000 customers. And we're proud to say that we reinvest 1% of our gross profits to empower undeserved communities. We've got a full medical advisory board. We've got chiropractors and naturopaths and MDs and THDs and DDs and all kind of folk, RNs and LVNs. But here's what's important about our medical advisory board. They don't just advise us. They don't just endorse our products, but they use our products for themselves, for their patients, and their families. All of us, most of us know that heart disease is considered to be the #1 killer. But in 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from heart disease. And you know when they found out that they had it? Was at death. But here's the thing you may not know, that 90% of that death, 90% of that heart disease was preventable. And we think about the causes of death, but one of the causes of death even before COVID was medical error, being misdiagnosed for something. Now, if you saw in my bio, and I know I didn't keep it up there very long, I'm not a medical doctor, but I am a certified wellness coach here at Akana. I do have 2 doctorates, one's in theology and one's in divinity. But I always like for people to be able to hear from the medical, the physicians, those who are the experts, who are the wellness experts. So check out this little quick video from wellness experts.
2/3 of adults are now overweight or obese, and we have an epidemic cascade of debilitating disease that's overcoming the country. There's no way we can sustain the current style of care with the epidemic that we're creating with our diet and lifestyle choices.
The diabetes, the arthritis, the heart disease, the dementia, the obesity, the cancers are affecting about 70% of deaths. All the data is that those 70% of deaths and morbidity are largely lifestyle related and preventable.
Most kids by age 10 in the US already have fatty streaks in their arteries, the first stage of atherosclerosis leading to heart attacks, strokes.
Here in American medicine, we operate from the disease model. We are in the business of treating sick people. We are not in the business of trying to prevent people from becoming sick.
When you look at chronic disease risk, all the things that we walk around worrying about, actually dietary choices trump smoking when it comes to those risks.
If I could deliver one message to the researchers who are looking for the cause of diabetes and the cause of clogged arteries and the cause of high blood pressure and the cause of obesity, I would tell them the answer's in 3 words. It's the food. It's what Americans are eating.
Now, these are wellness experts that are saying that it's the food. The other one said we operate from the disease model. I mean, they went to medical school not to help us prevent sickness, but to treat sickness. And so many of us, our CEO coined a phrase called chewicide. I mean, literally, we're digging our graves with our fork. We're committing suicide with our fork because of too much animal protein, too much processed food, and living a sedentary life. Back in the day when I was a kid, you couldn't wait to get through with your homework so you could do what? Go outside and play. Now everything is right there in front of the television, in front of your computer. So when we did the bioscan tested some areas in your body. Actually, it tested 45 different areas. But I'm sure that you have maybe 5 or 6 of those areas that you took pictures of, or you got printed, or someone sent you those areas. And that's what we're going to look at tonight. Not only did it test the items, but one of the columns on your report talks about the normal range, where we all want to be, that in best case scenario, in a perfect world. And then the 3rd column are your actual measurements. So this is not generic. This is all about you personally. And then the next columns is what we're really going to focus on, the colors. The green, the blue, the yellow, and the red. Now, green is normal. And again, that's best case scenario. That's a perfect world. That's where we all want to be. And we have people that are in our lives that trained us, our naturopaths, who are in all greens because they've lived a plant-based lifestyle for a period of time and they constantly begin to detox their body. But the average person, most of us, when we first get this bioscan, we've got some blues and some yellows and some reds. Now, the blue means mildly abnormal, the yellow, moderately abnormal, the red, severely abnormal. And if you notice, you see some things on the left and you see some things on the right. Now, everything down the middle is the green that you want to be, but you don't want to be on the left or the right. The left means there's a decrease. The right means there's an increase. In other words, the left means there's something that's deficient, not working as efficiently as it should. The right means something is overworking. So we all know that we have something, but what's causing that increase or that decrease? What's causing the lack of efficiency or the overworking of something of that particular item? What we want to talk about tonight is not what you have, but what's the source. Because there's so many things that hinder and lead us to disease. The lack of oxygen, mucus and parasites, toxins in our body, deficiencies in our vitamins, and having an acidic body. All of these items are some of the things that lead to disease and cause us to have our arteries and our vessels and our gastrointestinal area all blocked up and clogged up. So that's what we're going to look at tonight. So looking at your very first report, cardiovascular and cerebral vascular, that means heart and brain. Now you're going to see me pair up some things because if you look at your report, you'll see some things together. Like for instance, blood viscosity and blood fat. Now look at your report. Is it on the right? Is it in the blue? Is it in the yellow? Or is it in the red? Remember what I said. Blue means it's mildly out of balance. Yellow means it's moderately out of balance. And red, if you have red, it's severely out of balance. But remember, out of balance is not disease. Out of balance, or it being abnormal is not disease. It just means you're going in the wrong direction. And the whole purpose of this bioscan is to get us to reverse the direction that we're going. So if you're looking at your blood viscosity and the blood fat, that means you've got some fatty tissues that are clogging up your arteries, causing your blood viscosity or your blood to be thicker than it should be. Now, if you're in the red, more than likely, you're already on blood thinners. And we need to reverse this thing. I know you've heard doctors say this is not reversible and that not reversible. Let me tell you something. Everything's reversible. But there are changes that we have to make to our lifestyle to reverse the direction that you're going. And I don't know about you. If I'm driving east and I'm going to California, I need somebody to tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, you're going in the wrong direction. So let's reverse that blood viscosity, the thickness of your blood, by getting out of the toxins and the mucus and the parasites that I just showed you that's not allowing the oxygen to flow and not allowing the nutrients to flow. Cholesterol. Is it in the blue, the yellow, or the red? To the right, it means you're high in cholesterol. Now, you may have already been told that by the doctor and he's got you on cholesterol medication. But let me tell you something. Do you not know that you can fix this problem just by changing your diet? Just by cutting out the cholesterol-rich foods. I know, don't shoot the messenger. I know we love them. I'm a French fry connoisseur myself. But let me tell you something. When we make these changes, we make changes in our body. When we look at vascular resistance, which is the fourth item on this particular report, vascular resistance, is it in the blue, the yellow, or the red? If it's not in the green, it's to the right. And that means you've got plaque buildup around the arteries. And most of the time we've already been diagnosed with high blood pressure, but never has anybody ever told you just what does it mean? How did I get high blood pressure? Well, it's all about plaque buildup. And if you look at these circles, you think you can't get as much blood going through that third one as the first one. Well, that's not true. You can't, but it's got to push harder to get through. And the harder that it pushes, because of those arteries, because of that plaque buildup around the walls of that artery, the harder it pushes, it raises the blood pressure. And then if you're in the fourth circle, of course, that's a blocked artery, and we're talking about a heart attack or a stroke. But we don't have to get there. We can know ahead of time. When LeBron James' son just recently had a cardiac arrest, it was because nobody was able to show him what was going on from the cellular level of his body. That's what this report, that's why it's so powerful, and that's what it's showing you what's going on in the cells. Now, if you are looking at your report and you see it over to the right and you say, but I don't have high blood pressure, then you know what your problem is? It's stress. Because stress causes the same thing. And stress is a silent killer. So you've got to de-stress. The next items I'm going to pair or triple are vascular elasticity, coronary artery elasticity, and cerebral blood vessel elasticity. You see the blue arrows pointing to all three of those. Why? Because the common denominator, the common word is elasticity. Elasticity means that the blood vessel, all of our blood vessels should be elastic, like a rubber band, so that the blood can flow through and bring the nutrients. Remember I said lack of oxygen, the nutrients that we're deficient in, plaque buildup, toxins. But if it's not flowing through, then guess what? It hardens because that plaque builds up. You see the second diagram, that artery is hardening. How many of you have heard the terminology hardening of the arteries? And if it hardens too much, then it does like the third graphic that's there, picture that's there, it hardens and it breaks. And that's called a heart attack or a stroke. And then they've got to put a stent there. So if you're looking at yours and you are in the blue, the yellow, or the red, guess what? Let's get the plaque out. And we're going to show you tonight. We're not just going to talk about what the problem is, but we're going to give you solutions on what to do to get this plaque out of these arteries so you can take it right back to a healthy blood vessel. Now, the thing was that you saw three of these, right? Vascular, coronary artery, and cerebral. Now, what's the difference? Because we want to see if any of them are in the blue, yellow, or the red, we want to do something about that plaque buildup. But the difference is the placement. Vascular is around the heart, coronary artery is on the heart, and cerebral is on the brain. So any of those placements, we recognize that it's hardening, and so we're not allowing the blood to flow properly to give us the nutrients and all of the oxygen that we need. Then we look at myocardial blood demand. That's your next one. Is it in the right, on the blue, the yellow, or the red? If it's in the blue, the yellow, or the red, mild is blue, yellow is moderate, red is severe. And myocardial blood demand means that every 60 seconds, the heart demands a certain amount of blood to get to your heart. And if it's on the right, it's having to work hard. It's pushing harder than it should be. And that's why you feel that chest pain from time to time. And you just got to stop yourself and you kind of ignore it and you keep going. But really what's going on is your body's working too hard. And it's usually working too hard because of the vascular resistance, because of the vascular elasticity that's deficient on the left-hand side, because of the thickness of the blood, because of the cholesterol. See, everything all works together. When we look at myocardial blood perfusion volume, over on the left-hand side, is it in the blue, the yellow, the red? Look at your report and see. If it's in the green, great. But if you're in the blue, the yellow, or the red, you need to understand what's going on, but there's a block of blood flow, and it's blocking that artery and causing that blood flow to be compromised. We've got to clean all this up. Everything is about the oxygen and the nutrients and all the things, the oxygen and nutrients getting through our blood vessels to keep us vibrant. When we look at myocardial oxygen consumption, every time the heart contracts, every time that heart contracts, blood is supposed to flow. A certain amount of consumption of blood is supposed to flow. But when it's blocked, that's not happening. When it's blocked, that's not taking place. So now you understand why you're feeling what you're feeling, why you're going through what you're going through, and maybe even why you've been diagnosed with what you've been diagnosed. When we look at stroke volume, look at your report. Is it in the blue or the yellow or the red? Now, don't get alarmed because stroke volume does not mean you're about to have a stroke. Stroke volume means every time the heart beats, it's called a stroke. And if you're not stroking as efficiently as you should, it's talking about the condition of your heart, as well as the left ventricular effective pump power. Hear that word, pump power. If it's on the left-hand side, then you're not as efficient. Your heart is not as healthy as we'd like for it to be. But guess what? It's an easy fix. exercise. Yes, we need more exercise. We got to have cardio in your life. You've got to do some jumping jacks or some squats or some rebounders, or you got to at least sit in a chair and do some chair exercises. There's no excuse. It's not necessarily exercise for you to fit and be looking good. It's for you to feel good. It's for your health. Your health depends on it. Some kind of exercise. I didn't say you had to have go to the gym. Listen, there's so many ways to do it nowadays. But you got to have some movement in your life on a consistent basis. Even if it's 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, get some movement on your body. The left ventricular ejection impedance, you see that one? You're looking at your report. Is it on the right-hand side in the blue, the yellow, or the red? Remember, the blue is mild, yellow is moderate, red is severe. See, the left ventricle of your body is what sends the blood to the rest of your body. Sometimes, often, when I show people this particular area of their report and they're already having varicose veins or not getting enough blood to their legs or other areas of their body, and now they understand why. Because there's a blockage, because blood clots are being developed and not allowing that oxygen to flow to the other areas of their body. Coronary perfusion pressure. Every time you hear that word coronary, think about heart, on the heart. Some of these are talking about around the heart, like I said. But when you hear the word coronary, it's always talking about on the heart. And those blood vessels have pressure being put upon them because there's clots, blood clots that are traveling through those blood vessels. And they travel all the way to the heart, to the brain. And that's why people have heart attacks or strokes, because that blood vessel is only so wide. And then lastly, brain tissue blood supply status. That one pretty self-explanatory, because your brain needs blood supply so that it can continue to function. But when it does not, because of plaque buildup, because of mucus and toxins, because of our diet, that over time, and remember, this is not about what you did last week, last month, or last year. This is all about what's been taking place. Our bioscan showed you reports based on, since you were a teenager up until now, the progression of disease, because all disease is progressive. Nothing happens overnight, but everything happens over time. And when we allow that mucus and those toxins to build up over time, it leads to blood clots that lead to stroke, that lead to aneurysms. But let's accept the good news, we can reverse it. That's the good news. You're here tonight because you're hearing some good news, not just you see your report. No, the good news is we can reverse it. Now let's talk about the gut. Gut health is so important. I was just watching a video just this morning about a gentleman, a doctor, who was talking about gut health, and so much can be solved in gut health. Guess what? COVID, the pandemic, you won't be running scared because 70% of your immune system is in your gut. So when we look at your gastrointestinal functions in your report, we're looking at pepsin. Pepsin is an enzyme that's made in your stomach to break down your protein. In other words, to me, I call it your chewer, because most of us don't chew enough. You know, you eat an apple and you chew a few bites and then you swallow it, but it doesn't come out of you that way. It comes out of you a different way, right? Because something inside of you is that thing that's breaking down your food, breaking down your protein. When you eat steak and chicken and pork and all the rest of the things, all the other animals you eat, something inside of you breaks it down. Now, just imagine, we've been eating it and eating it and eating it all our lives. Well, now pepsin says, hey, I'm tired. You've been working me so hard because you don't chew it and you eat real fast and you just gulping and you're on the go. And now I am tired of working. So guess what? Now you start feeling bloated. Now you start feeling constipated. And then peristalsis is a muscle that's to move that food through your digestive tract. And it gets tired too. Because we're working these parts of our body, pepsin and peristalsis, we're overworking them. And when you look at your report and you see they're over to the left, they're not functioning like they used to function when you were a child, because you've been working them and you've been eating, because nobody told us how to eat. Nobody told us how to digest our food. Nobody told us that everything we eat has its own digestion period. And so here we are eating. We're eating our apple. Got a little apple slice on our plate with a piece of chicken, and we got some rice. And our digestive tract says, "Oh, I can handle this apple. That's easy to digest." But then all of a sudden you eat some rice, and it says, "Hold up, apple. You can't do anything right now. I got to work on this rice because it takes longer to digest that." And then you eat some chicken. And you eat it with the skin. I know it says without the skin, but you know we eat it with the skin. And now your digestive tract says, hold up, peristalsis got to work, pepsin got to work, and now I got to work on this chicken. And everything else just sits there. And you wonder why you're bloated. You wonder why you're constipated. Because see, guess what? The Mayo Clinic says it takes 6 to 8 hours for food to pass through the small intestines. They say it takes 36 hours for food to move through the entire colon. How many of you on this call wait 36 hours before you eat again and again and again? That's why we hold 10 to 12 pounds of waste in our gut. Do we need to detox or not? We need to flush our system. If your toilet was backed up, wouldn't you flush it? If your faucet is backed up, don't you get a plunger or do something to get the backing up gone? But we do nothing to our body. And we don't understand that every time we eat an animal, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's beef, pork, chicken, turkey. I don't care what it is. If that animal's temperature is higher than yours, and yours is what, 98.5, 98.6? Well, the cow, his is 101. So guess what? It takes your body harder, more work to break down the protein and the oils in that cow because the cow's body temperature is higher than yours. The pig is even higher. The turkey is even higher. Now you understand why everybody's passed out during Thanksgiving dinner. And then the chicken. Oh my God, don't shoot the messenger. Yes, the chicken is even higher than that. So our body's having to work harder. That's why more and more people are becoming pescatarians because look at that, the fish. All that seafood is has a less body temperature than ours. So it's much easier to digest. Doesn't that make sense? So when we look at the gastrointestinal functions, your pepsin, your peristalsis, and your gastric absorption now, if you're so blocked, and even if you take vitamins, if your intestines are blocked up, you could not even be absorbing it. When you're looking at your report, is your absorption in the blue, the yellow, or the red? That means you could be taking vitamins. You could even be taking medication, and you're not absorbing that medication. It's just going straight through you. And then the doctor says, okay, that pill didn't work, so let me give you another pill. Well, it could be you're blocked up, you're clogged up. And we eat certain foods that cause us to have this intestinal mucus. How many of you love your cheese, love your dairy, love your bread? Okay, I'm sorry. But all of these things hinder the nutrients and they block us up with mucus and they stop the bloodstream from flowing. And that's what causes the things we go through, the allergies, the colds, and the deficiencies. And then the same thing repeats in the small intestines, the peristalsis, the absorption. Looking at your report, how well are you digesting in the small intestines, in the blue, the yellow, or the red? Let's look at your next report, your large intestines. Same concept, same principle. That peristalsis is that muscle moving that food through your colon. And if it's not in the blue, if it's not in the green and it's in the blue, the yellow, the red, you are clogged up. And that's the reason: constipation, bloating, you're not absorbing your food. And then all of a sudden we don't recognize it. If you took your colon out and raised it, pulled it out, it would be the length of a quarter of a football field. But no, we can't do that because it's not made like that in our body. And that's why we've got to detox our body. We've got to get this intestinal bacteria out of our body. Looking at your report, where is it? Is it in the blue? Is it in the yellow? Is it in the red? That means you've got intestinal bacteria. Where does it come from? Okay, it's the food. Didn't you hear the man say it? It's the food. It's the food. And it's the stress. And it's the alcohol. And it's the coffee. And it's the tobacco. We've got to take control of our bodies, take control of our lives. and watch and see the changes that will almost immediately take place in your life. Because see, you don't realize your colon, your whole large intestines, again, it only has so much width there. And every time we keep packing it up with food and we never flush it out, it puts pressure on the walls. And that's what you're feeling. You're taking Midol and you're taking Pepto-Bismol and you're taking all these things because you got IBS, you got irritable bowel syndrome, you got diarrhea, all these things. And the reason is because we just need to detox. Our next report is our liver report. Now, this liver report is so important because it covers so many areas. It covers our metabolism, it covers our energy production, it covers our detoxification function, it covers our bowel secretion. Why? Because what's the job of the liver? Well, the liver does the same thing it does when you go to your car and you change your oil in your car, and then you have to change the oil filter, right? When you change the oil filter, if you didn't change the oil filter and sent all clean oil through a dirty filter, guess what would happen? You'd have dirty oil. Same thing is for your liver. Oftentimes what we have is a fatty liver. And when you look at your report and you see that liver fat content, is it in the blue, the yellow, or the red over to the right? If it's in the blue, the yellow, or the red over to the right, you have a fatty liver. And you have what's called fatty liver disease. It's a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Because I know if you're like me, I'm a baby boomer, and I was always told that the only folks who had this were those who were alcoholics. But guess what? Non-alcoholic fatty liver is potentially fatal. It wreaks as much damage to your liver as it would if you were drinking a bottle of vodka a day. Fatty liver. And all we got to do, and I'm saying it like that, all we got to do is flush that liver, cleanse that liver, and take it back to a healthy liver so then it can begin to filter out the toxins and the mucus and all those things that are traveling through your body because it's not doing the filtering process. That explains what's going on in your heart when you go back to your heart report, because the liver is not filtering it out, so it's allowing the trash, that's what I call it, the trash, to get through your blood because the life of the flesh is in the blood. The next report is your kidney report. Now, your kidney report, let's just deal with it. Kidney is a filtration system. And we live in a system that is designed to destroy our kidneys. I said it. Yes, I said it. Because every time you take some medication, my father, when he passed away on dialysis. Because over time, he had been on high blood pressure medicine all of his adult life. And this index, if I could have given him this text, this particular report, I would have seen that index on the right. The uric acid would have been up. Uric acid, because over time, it's destroying the kidneys. And you see the reports, you see the television screens that say may cause this. It's chemicals. It's chemicals. All of this entire report is how healthy your kidneys are or what stage you are moving towards kidney disease. It's progressive, guys. Nobody's on dialysis overnight. No one is a diabetic overnight. Nobody has high blood pressure overnight. It's over time. And we now, based on what we're looking at, we have the time to reverse it. Because all dialysis is a man-made filtration system that they put you on to do the job for you. And then they're waiting on, of course, a kidney transplant. And then you got to be on medication to keep that functioning because it belongs to somebody else. And then the last report we're looking at tonight is your body acidic or alkaline? How many of you ever heard that terminology, acidic or alkaline? What does that mean? Well, if you go to the store and you buy a Duracell battery, somewhere on that battery, it lets you know it's an alkaline battery. And when you put that battery in your player or your remote control or whatever you're using it for, back in the day, it'd be a boom box, and it would play and it 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 play, right? Because it loses its alkalinity. Now it's acidic. The same thing happens with our body. Because of the toxins, because of the diet that we eat, because of the stress that we're under, our body becomes acidic. Why is that important? Because when your body is acidic, all of a sudden your response is different. You're reacting to everything. Your mental power is not where it needs to be. Your water shortage, the water that you need inside of your body becomes diminished to protect your cells. Your oxygen is not functioning, all because of an acid buildup in your body, and then your pH. And if you notice, the pH doesn't have any blue or the yellow. It's either red or green. So you might want to look at the actual number just to see how close you are. Like in this example, it's 3.003. So it's just 0.1 away. So that's not so bad. So we can do a cleanse and get that right there in that 3.1 and get it in the green. Because if your body is acidic, guess what lives there? Disease. Yes, disease thrives in an acidic environment, but it cannot function. Those cells die. Disease cannot live in an alkaline environment. I had a lady just told me this the other day. She had a mother who had been diagnosed with cancer, and her mom decided that she would change her diet and go completely raw, without chemo, without radiation, and without surgery. Yes, there are some other options. And she chose to do that. And guess what? The cancer cells died. Because disease can, I'm going to say it again, disease cannot thrive in an alkaline environment, but it lives in an acidic environment. So when you look at this chart, where do you spend most of your time? On the left side or on the right side? We could just start here, just by changing this and start doing more things on the right side than we do on the left side. So just stop eating the crap, the carbonated drinks, the refined sugar. Just stop eating the crap and heed to the warning. That's all I'm saying. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm on the wall crying loud, sparing not. Just like we do in Houston, when we get a hurricane warning, we do something. We go to the store, we go get groceries, we go get water, we go get batteries in case. And I'm saying, you're looking at your report tonight. It's not just in case. If you choose to do nothing, it will still progress in the wrong direction. So what is the solution? To flush. Flush your body with the cleanse. Let's get the toxins and the mucus out. Let's get the waste and the parasites out, the plaque out. And the way we do that is through juicing and fruits and vegetables. And I'm going to get out the way and let a very special lady that I think so highly of, Miss Anna Gallagher, I'm going to let her come to the stage because I want her to share with you the solution and how you can begin to flush this out. She's a mother, a grandmother. She's an entrepreneur. She's an econopreneur, and she is a certified wellness coach. Miss Anna Gallagher, are you there?
I am here, Dr. Roz. Right back to you for everything you said about me. Awesome, awesome. Good evening, everyone. We're going to decide, select one or the other, 7-day refresh or 21-day reset. This includes your meal plan, your grocery list, and a proven products to jumpstart your healthy journey. Now, on the refresh for 7 days, you'll lose unwanted pounds and refresh the mind, body, and soul in just 7 days. On your 21-day reset, you are going to repair these products will help to repair, renew, and reset your mind, body, and soul, reduce belly fat and inflammation, and drop the waist in 21 days. Select which one you want. You're going to take our 7 or 21-day raw cleanse, and there's 4 parts to it. This is the best way to elevate your system. Step 1 is going to be the eliminator. It's going to eliminate excess mucus and parasites. This is a powder. This powder, you'll drop 1 teaspoonful into 8 ounces of water every morning, and it will eliminate the mucus and parasites. Step 2, the purifier. This is a tea that's going to cleanse the colon and detoxify your bodily organs. It's a tea bag in this bag. You boil 45 ounces of water. Once it's boiling, drop the tea bag in, set it aside, put a lid on it, let it sit out overnight. The next morning, put it in a jar, pitcher, whatever you prefer, and you're going to drink 4 ounces each day before 8 p.m. But first day you will drink 4 ounces in the morning and 4 ounces in the evening. Our step 3 is the regenerator. This is vitamins and minerals. You add to your raw smoothie of your choice. It has about 12 to 14 vitamins and minerals in it. It's a powder, 2 teaspoons to each 16 ounces of juice that you have before or after your meal. And then we have the Flat Belly Blaster Hemp Protein. This is new on the system. Also add it to your raw smoothie with Regenerator. It blasts. The ingredients are hemp protein, coconut, palm sugar, ashwagandha root. You can see the rest of them. I'm not going to read it all to you. All I can tell you, it is awesome. And last but not least, we have discovered the most powerful superfruit on planet Earth, the Arona berry. This accelerates weight loss. Tastes delicious. Take 1.5 ounces twice a day. The ORAC reduces inflammation. If I didn't say that, the ORAC score is 41,000 plus. And you're saying, what is the ORAC score? It helps us to understand how effective a berry or food is at protecting our cells from damage caused by harmful substance in our body. The higher the score, the better it is at keeping us healthy. And as you can see with all the berries that is named here, the Arona berry has the highest level. Things that you will need, you're going to need alkaline water. And just to note, $5 will refill 1 5-gallon jug. Blender or shaker bowl bottle, spinach, kale, mixed greens, arugula salad again per day with red onions, veggies, and vegan dressing, bananas, avocados, fresh and frozen fruit, pecans, walnuts, almond, and I will say, we are not talking about sweet pecans, walnuts, and almond, no sugar, raw almond butter, flaxseed or flaxseed oil, Flat Belly 7-day refresh or 21-day reset. You're going to have a free grocery guide, free group coaching. What else could you ask for? And look at our Flat Belly warriors. Aren't they awesome looking? You all, these are not actors. These are actually people that have joined the company due to our 21-day results. Jaw-dropping, isn't it? And if you want to know what else the 21 days will do, let's listen to our CSO, Ms. Phyllis Nash, while she tells you what 21-day cleanse did for her.
I was able to lose 14 pounds, 6 inches. And I love the way I look. I'm not gonna lie, I am loving this. But let me tell you what I love even more. I dropped my cholesterol 50 points. Blood pressure stabilized. And my doctor and I had been fighting for the last 5 years because she wanted to put me on a statin, and I absolutely refused. And she told me I would never change my cholesterol, lower it by diet alone. Well, you can know how excited I felt when I had dropped it 50 points. I want to be optimally healthy until the day I just close my eyes and I'm not here anymore. I hope you join us.
All right, back to you, Dr. Roz. Awesome, our mentor.
Thank you, Miss Anna. Appreciate you so much. So guys, okay, I know you're ready now. Okay, so here's what you're ready for. You took some pictures, or you got a report of about 4 to 6 items. But guess what? There were 45 things that we did when we did that bioscan. And I'm sure you want to know the rest of this. You don't want to just know just those 6. Wouldn't you like to know what's going on with your gallbladder and your lungs and your brain nerve or your bone density? How about your blood sugar? How about your trace elements? How about your vitamin deficiency? What about even just what other toxins or heavy metals might be there, or what you can do to cleanse? Because it's a full body cleanse. And you want to know about all of this stuff. For women, you want to know about your gynecology and your breasts. And for men, you want to know about your prostate. So just for about 30 bucks, $29.99, yeah, 30 bucks, you can get this full report. So get back with the person who scans you, and they can make sure that they get that full report to you. They'll have you to Zelle that or to Cash App it or something. Whatever that method is, they'll let you know how to get that full report. And then after all this is over with, let me tell you what really makes a change in your life: to learn what your blood type is. If you don't know, you need to know. It's important because your blood type is a more reliable measure of who you really are. And you could be eating food that's toxic to your blood type. Do you know that if you're a blood type A, for all the A's in the house that love your bananas, that banana is toxic to you? And that could be the very thing that's causing the inflammation in your body. Those of you that the B's, I'm sorry to tell you, don't shoot the messenger, but chicken is toxic to your blood. And we've had people in this company that were blood type B's, and they used to eat chicken almost every day, and they cut it out, and all of a sudden their health changed just by starting to eat according to their blood type. But if you don't know it, then you need to get our blood type testing kit. Yes, so inexpensive, but it provides you with everything you need to do it yourself right there in the comfort of your home. All the things you need. It takes about 5 minutes and you're done. And you will know. You go ask your doctor, he's going to charge you hundreds of dollars, but he might not even want you to know, because if you know better, you're going to be able to do better. So let's get the cleanse. Let's flush our bodies. Now, which one are you going to do? 7 days or 21 days? Now, listen, depending on what your report said, if you got some red, any red going on, listen to me. Think about doing 21 days. But it's all raw. You heard Ms. Anna talk about it. It's all raw. That means no meat. That means no meat. That means no cooked food. It's all raw. And I know sometimes I don't know if I can do that. Okay, then do the 7 day. But do something. Don't not start somewhere. The 7 day is $139. The 21 day is $350. Start somewhere. You get all the packaging, all the powders that you need. All you have got to do is go buy the groceries for your salad, for your juice, if you're going to juice, or for you make your smoothie. But then there are some of you that here's what's going to happen. And it happens all the time. You do one of these cleanses, 7 days or 21 days, and you start transforming. Your body changes. Your face slims. It's called a flat belly for a reason, because the waste comes out. And guess what? Somebody asks you, what did you do? Now, wouldn't it be cool if they ask you what you did and you explain it, and then you lead them to your website? That's what this package allows you to be able to do. Not only get the product, but you also get a website and some more of our product that's with our company, like our pain cream that helps with neuropathy and arthritis and all kinds of pains, gummies that help you sleep, sample packs to give away. You go through our certification and you learn how to be a basic coach. You learn yourself how to do the blood type testing. And just for $3.99, it includes all of this. And then let me make this appeal, because we need wellness coaches. We want to have wellness coaches in every nook and every cranny of the United States and abroad. We need people doing these scan reports. And you can, if you love people and you want to see people's lives change and you want to learn how to become a certified wellness coach yourself, then guess what? This is the Diamond Coach Pack. For $14.99, you get 3 7-day cleanses, 1 21-day cleanse, all that's included, plus a whole plethora of product. And you start going through our wellness coach certification with our naturopath, Dr. Eric Prince. And then if you do want to do the scans, it's not included. The scan machine itself is just an additional $500. And then you're completely equipped to do what we do and how we were able to be a blessing to you. But either way, whether you're getting the 7-day, the 21-day, the $3.99 package, or the $1.99 pack, or the $14.99, whatever you're going to do, I'm saying it again, let's get it done. Because the detox is your opportunity to give your body a break. God made our body to heal itself. And we want you to elevate with us here at Akana. So again, We're so grateful for you being with us tonight. We're excited that you took the time out. Get back with your coach, get back with your scan coach, and let's get your products ordered. Let's get your full report ordered. Let's get your blood testing kit ordered. And let's get you moving toward reversing, we call it age reversal.